What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marquis,
And Jared.
and I want to welcome you guys back to season 2 of ManCave.
So first and foremost, we want to say thank you guys so much for being patient. Y'all don't know the obstacles that we have faced to even get to this point, and we appreciate everybody who's still rocking with us. If you're not, it's all good. We hope that you come back. If you don't want to, stay where you at. It's all good.
All right.
We're here to talk to the people who want to talk to us and who want to be here. But once again, we just really appreciate y'all, and we got a lot of stuff coming up. We revamped, we changing the game. So just want to say welcome to season 2. What we talking about today?
So, today it's kind of like something different. It's not just one topic. It's kind of like a mixture of things.
Okay. I like the mixture.
We gonna hit up on three topics for you. So, first topic is kind of like how to lead.
Okay.
You know
how to lead?
I mean, I've been forced to.
Okay.
For the most part. We will get into that, and then
that's time to learn.
Which is gonna lead us into success, and then the message we have to the man.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna ask you, how to lead, sir?
First off, how you put me on the spot like that?
Like, okay, so like, what does being a leader look like to a man?
Okay.
Or even to speak from any other position that you've been in.
I think I can speak to that pretty. We've both been in a lot of leadership roles in our lives, being in band and all that extracurricular stuff.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, researchers, we're legends in our own minds.
Right.
Let's see. Being a leader, to me, probably is like. I would say it's probably like it's one of the most important things to me. It's something that I kind of watched my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like watching my dad and stuff. He's like my superhero. Before it was Batman, it was Ken White. So shout out to him. But being a leader is just the person who steps up and takes charge, who does what needs to be done, but the person who also makes the sacrifices that other people aren't willing to make. You know what I'm saying? I think people don't always realize that like being a leader means to be the biggest servant. Because now when you step into that leadership role, it's no longer about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, okay, I have to think about all the people around me, and I essentially have to put them first. So I think that it's really like a sacrificial act, and I think it's something that's also, really selfless. And I think it's hard to be a leader personally. And as men, we are naturally leaders. And so I think, a lot of us don't really walk in that because we don't really know what it looks like. Mm-hmm. But like I said, leaders, they're the people who are not necessarily always out front, but they're the people who you look to when you're looking at the standard. You know what I'm saying? Or that you look into for guidance. What you thinking over there?
All pretty good good points. Another point I like to add is being a leader a lot of the times looks kind of long. Because sometimes people don't understand
You lonely?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. I'm good. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
All right, okay. You gotta preach. All right.
But being a leader sometimes looks lonely because a lot of the times people get in those positions. Some people may get jealous, or some people may just flat out don't like you because you're in a position that they want. And being a leader, a lot of times you have to make decisions that is going to affect everybody. And being a leader, you can't make everybody happy. Because when I was section leader over trumpets, in high school, I always have to make decisions and stuff of that sort. And a lot of the times, I had to always let them know, section band practice, friends.
Right.
Outside of them,
don't see that.
A lot of people don't see that. They think, oh, you my friend, we need to be one way, even in there. No, I'm trying to take your business. So a lot of the times I make a lot of decisions in which they would take personally and stuff of that sort, and kind of band practice, and I'm like, oh, so what's up? After this, cause I'm out. Cause I'm out. Whatever, and they just be just looking at you funny, look, that was practice. We need to get over it. Right. Some people really just cannot separate the two, so it might cause a lot of discord between you and the people that you call your friends, or people that are following you, You know, so being a leader definitely looks lonely, but being a leader, like as a man, like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessarily, I don't want to say hard, but it's troublesome because every step you take is being judged 300 times harder, especially as a black man.
Definitely.
The white man can take any step he wants to and make it go away. But the black man, you look at him and any step he takes is always just 300 times harder, not just by the white he take folk, but also by the black women and other black men. Like it's just hard out here. It's just hard. So like, anyways, yes, that's what I'm saying. But so anything else you gotta add on that, or is it?
I do kind of want to play because you said a lot of good stuff. I don't want to hit on everything. We'll be all night. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that it can be lonely sometimes because it's like I think what people fail to realize is like there's enough space for everybody at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what people don't realize is like just because you don't have a position or a title doesn't mean that you're not a leader. You know what I'm saying? One of the craziest things that my father ever told me, he was like, you're going to be the head of the household one day. So start being the head of the household now. And I was like, I don't have no house. I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't have no money. I didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what am I supposed to leave? And he was like, you are your house for right now. And I was like, well, what does that even mean? And he was, the way that he broke it down was basically like, the way that I discipline myself and the way that I manage my time and the things that I prioritize now are what's going to prepare me in the future. Because he was like, you don't just wake up and be like, oh, I got it all together. Let me go leave my household, leave my wife, leave my children. He was like, nah, you have to start right now. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, it starts now. That's
I never heard that. Thank you. I need that. Okay. So like, what does it take to lead? Because a lot of times people always talk about, you know, oh, being a leader is this, being a leader does that, this and that. No, people don't often talk about the stuff it takes to lead.
Okay, that's good. What does it take to lead?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you answer that one first. I'm gonna think on that one a second.
Okay. What it takes to lead? It definitely takes It takes self-awareness. In order to lead, you have to be aware of not only the people that you're leading, but yourself. And I say that because a lot of times as leaders, people don't take care of themselves, try to put everybody else before them. But if you ain't doing too good,
yeah, that's true.
Then what do people out here got? You know, you need to be self-aware, aware of your shortcomings, aware of like the limitations, the weaknesses and stuff of that sort. And being a leader, what it takes to lead, it also takes inclusion. Like knowing that just because you're a leader, don't mean you gotta make all calls and the shots yourself. Definitely. You have to include other people. You have to include people around you. That's what's gonna make them trust you more. That's gonna make them want to follow you more. I'm just this last one too, because I run along about this kind of stuff. But like one more thing I would say it takes to lead is it was just it's learning when to follow as well. Even as a leader, sometimes there's some things you don't know. Somebody else may know it. Like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this, and I'm gonna learn from you. Like,
definitely.
Like being a leader is also being a follower. Just because you're the leader doesn't mean you always have to be the one to know everything and do everything.
Right.
You also have to be able to follow and learn from other people.
Yeah. That's good. You actually, I had something that I was gonna say, but in listening to what you just said, gave me something so much better. So what I got was like, you also need to be humble. Because like everything that you just said was so good, but if you lack humility,
yes,
you can't get any of the rest of that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's one of the things about being like a leader. Like I find that the people who feel like they don't deserve it be some of the best leaders.
Oh yes, always.
Yeah, because it's like they're humble and they realize, you know, where they fall short at. They know their deficit. And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to work to the best of my ability. I'm going to work to my potential. Versus the people who, you know, they've always wanted that position. And, you know, I'm not saying, like, don't dream about stuff. But, like, you know, people who their motives aren't right. They just want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be out front. They want to be,
they just want the praise.
Wearing the gold vest like on Drake and Josh.
Yep.
when the managers used to wear the gold vest, like you know, you got plenty of people who just want to wear a gold vest.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do no work. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely would say like humility. Like it makes me think about. I literally was talking to one of the students that I mentored during high school band camp today. You know, you were at my house earlier. And you notice I didn't come in the house. Oh no, you was gone by then. But long story short, you know, I get home around like between 4:50 and 5. I didn't come in the house till like 5:30 because I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her, and we literally were talking about this topic, like what it means to be a leader. And so we were having a really good conversation, and it's crazy. She's one of those people that I was talking about that like they feel like they don't deserve it. And I'm like, I see the potential. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it's people like that typically make the best leaders. Like you have to be humble. You have to be able to see yourself and also like outside of yourself. I low-key started rambling, so I
No. It was all good. It was all good. Now, okay, and with all that, you know, and with all that comes ups and downs of being a leader, because everything is not going to be good.
Right.
Of course, as a leader, you're going to fail, which going to cause everybody to throw stones at you.
Right.
You know, a lot of times you're going to take the brute force of the hit. Like, always, all the time. It don't matter. Like, you could have worked your behind off. Every T was crossed, every I was dotted, not a hair out of line. But the moment there's a small slip up, it's like they gonna forget any and everything that you did, and they only gonna focus on that one thing. Yeah. That's it. It's all that's all the time. So that's like one of the what you call it, the ups and downs of being a leader.
Yeah,
well, that's like down for sure.
Yeah, I mean it is definitely
exactly. But the upside of it though is you getting to necessarily like you getting to fostering like the next group of leaders. Definitely. Is you getting to foster the next group of leaders, you getting to pour into other people as if you're pouring the right way. Or if you're pouring the right stuff. Right. Some people be pouring straight acid. Right. But but as if you pouring that's if you pouring the right knowledge and pouring the right stuff into these people, you know, then of course, you know, like you could breed something greater than you. Right. Like, because a lot of the times, most of the leaders that came after me were, I would say, way better than me because they saw what I did, what they didn't like, what they did like, took it, and you know, and on top of that, they were there with those people, so they got to build their rapport while they was down there. That's another thing. Before you become a leader, already start acting like a leader. Right. Always. You don't need the title. And 9 times out of 10, like, God honors that regardless. Right. As long as you serve in whatever position that you're in to your fullest potential, you're honoring God. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Go ahead, sir.
But you know, that brings me to a really, I think this is one of our next points. It is. And it was saying, what does it look like as a husband? And so, you said something really good when you were saying, dang, what'd you just say?
You have to serve whatever position.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. I think that people, they love to take out of context like the whole wives submit to your husband's thing, you know, and I think a lot of men like to, when they hear that, they feel empowered, they stick their chest out, and they feel like, oh yeah, that means she can do whatever I say. But I think people fail to realize that like in that leadership role as like a husband, you're a servant first. So if nothing else, by being the leader of your household, that means you're the servant of your household. You're the head servant. Meaning you need to serve your wife first and make sure that that's taken care of. That does not mean ruling over her. And the same goes for like girlfriends. Like that's not how that goes. Like you lead by serving her first. You know what I'm saying? Like you set the standard, you set the tone, but that don't mean like be a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people miss that. And so they go into relationships blind and they're like, oh, well, you need to do what I say. And she's like, who are you talking to? and then you mad at her talking about you're not being submissive. No, you're not being a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what you think about that? Like as far as like leadership as like and being a father and or a husband.
Being a leader as a father and or a husband. I know for a fact that being a leader as a husband, like, it's definitely a give and take. It's always give and take. Cause most of these men nowadays, they like to just take or whatever. And vice versa with the women, they like to take,
Right.
they like to take as well. And everybody taking, but who's giving something?
Right.
So what y'all giving? So nowadays, you have men who's out here just like, oh, wives submit to your husbands and stuff of that sort. But like, why should he submit to you? You ever ask yourself that? What are you doing that causes your wife to want to honor you enough to submit to you?
Mm-hmm.
Or what are you doing that's going to have your children out here just like, my dad was a real man. Kind of how you talk about your dad, like, my dad was my hero.
Right.
That wasn't my hero. Nah, I can tell you that much. And like, and so like, you want to be like that kind of dad for those kids. And so as a husband, like, yeah, like you like you said, you're the head servant, and it's not necessarily saying you waiting on her hand and foot. She want Gucci, you will get her Gucci.
Right. Yeah.
It's not what you're saying. It's saying that like anything that goes down, it's gonna always have to go through you.
Yeah.
Like at all times, and like being a servant of your wife, like she carrying your child. You know how I see the videos of the men holding the belly up.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to hold my little boy. I'm having the boy first. Can't wait to hold my little boy first. I'm having the boy first. I know I'm talking to the Lord. He told me.
Okay. Don't be disappointed.
He gave the girl. We talking about this.
As long as it's healthy, it could be a squirrel.
But yeah, like that's supporting her in whatever way she needs. At the end of the day, she gonna support you. So why can't you do the same for her? And that's supporting your kids. That's being there. That's being present at all times. So I mean, it's we can go into a whole spiel about that. I mean, we ain't got nobody's wives. Not yet. Amen. But like, it's literally come from like men that I've seen, like Mr. Smith, your dad, Mr. White, even Mr. Lynn. Niggas that like it's all these different wonderful men.
We were fortunate enough to be kind of surrounded by like a lot of genuinely good dudes.
Yeah. I was just like, wow. I want that. So what does lead to like the next thing? So like, what does being a leader have to do with success?
I probably should have read the outline better. Like, I'm gonna be honest though, like I read it, but like I didn't internalize it. Like, this is what I want to say here. But it's cool. So what is being a leader? I really think that that's an interesting question, and there are a lot of ways that you can approach it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when it comes to success, a leader is kind of, I almost want to say the driving factor of the success. Because it's like, when you're an established leader, that means that you either have the vision and the goal in mind, or you've been given the vision and the goal in mind to execute. And so I think that, it can be a lot of pressure to be a leader, but to be successful as a leader, I think it's just accomplishing whatever it is that you set out to do. You know what I'm saying?
Is this still recording?
It
is. I see it right there. It is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Should we ask our technical producer?
Tech producer. Is it still recording?
Oh, good. It's recording there too.
Okay. That's our tech producer. You might as well stick your head in, Cameron.
Bless his heart.
We have several technical producers.
Amen.
That's too tall. And then y'all know Jason. I feel like,
Exactly.
or if you don't, since it's the season opener, they
Right.
will.
Right.
Very soon.
Finny Films.
Right.
You know the vibes.
But was I answering or you?
It was you. Yeah.
Okay.
You answered many different scenarios.
Right. Oh yeah. So I think that success as a leader really is just that's good. It's just setting out, accomplishing what you set out to do. Like if you say, okay, I have 100 employees and we're gonna cut costs by, increasing production per hour. For my people who are in like management, I was a business management major, so that's why that's my example.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who are in management, you get that. You know what I'm saying? So okay, so each person needs to produce this many units by in this many minutes. So it's like just accomplishing what it is that you set out to do. What you got?
I would say being a leader. I don't know. I looked at it from such. I overthink.
Yeah,
your
mind going a mile.
Yeah.
I
be doing a lot of critical thinking. I was just like, to be honest, being a leader is great for success because like you said, it gives the vision and it gives the purpose and the goal and this and that. But at the end of the day, though, like being a leader or not, success still depends on you.
That's true.
It still depends on you.
Tell us why.
And I say that because like whatever position you're in, like for example. A cousin of mine told me that she used to work at the play. And like the people be down doing whatever they're doing, and if they need some more oxygen, she have to be up to press the button and get more oxygen. That's like a 2-hour job. You just sitting there, wait for them things to, alert you that need more oxygen, press it, get more oxygen.
Or somebody would be died on my watch. My head would be thrown back and I'd be knocked out.
And you go to jail for manslaughter.
I'd be in jail. Would you come see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
I'd appreciate it.
I can slap you something.
Yeah.
Well, they probably beat my behind and tell me about it, but
Man.
I try. I got you. I always good ways to smoke stuff. Okay, that doesn't matter. Anyway, nobody's going to jail. But yeah, like and success for that position would look like keeping these people alive.
Mm.
So even though you ain't no leader, you ain't no whatever, like still your part that you play, because like at the end of the day, what they're doing down there is way more important than what she's doing is extremely important to keep you alive. But what they're doing down there is important for the overall picture. But what she's doing up there, would be important for them, for keeping them alive, for making sure that they're good. So it's like whatever position that you're in, that you have to serve in, or that you're, responsible for, whether it helps with the overall picture or it just helps with a small part. That's what success looks like. Honestly, you just doing that. If I press this button, I'm gonna continue to press the doggone button because, that's you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So how would you define like success in general, just like as a whole? Because that was good. I should have wrote some of that down.
Success is, like I said, it looks different for everybody. Like success could be interpreted in so many different ways. I'm gonna use like social work words like micro, meso, and macro. Like,
please explain, because I don't know what that means. I went to Baker. I don't know what that means. Like I love my school. I'm proud alum, but I don't know what that means.
Okay. That's because they taught us this in college. This is social work terms. Micro, one person, small. Meso, it's like a group.
Okay.
Kind of like just middle. Macro is like big.
Okay, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that's big.
So those are levels of social work, in case y'all didn't know. But yeah, like micro, it could be something very small, something real mid, or something huge. So like for example, a small success for me is just making it to work without my boss knowing I'm late. Or just making it to work and my boss not saying, "Oh, somebody's late." Send out the shameful email. She did it before last week.
Y'all sent emails for being late?
She sent it out last week. She had a mass email to everybody like, work starts at 8 o'clock and ends at 4:30.
Dang. Well, that's wild. Y'all want some other stuff over there.
But no, it was just that one time because so many people just be walking in whenever and don't nobody say it, but we get our work done, so it don't matter. Anyways, especially me. I can make sure my work is done. You can't say nothing to me. But yeah, like that, or maybe a small success for me would just be like, just making sure I get up every day and pray my way to work. That's, and as long as I can do that, I consider that a success, And then like, if you go up a little further, success for me would be like, What today? September 22nd. Will be me finishing my book by the end of the month. You know, I literally got like 2-3 things left to write, and I'm done. But why am I procrastinating? I don't know. So
human nature.
Exactly, human nature. So like that's what it just depends on what it is for you. Like success for you might look like not eating a donut all day because you know how much you make your knees weak. So so that's what success is. Like operate in that. It just don't let other people be like, oh, that's what you consider success, or that's your goal, or that's small, that's weak, that's whack. Don't let them define that. It's all up to you what your goal is and whether you reach it or not, how you define your success. So literally you set the parameters of your success. If you let other people do it, then you'll never be successful.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like success is definitely what you define. Like you said, you set the parameters for what your success is. Like some people have really low standards.
Extremely.
You know, so their idea of success might be, who knows? You know, it really just depends on the person. But like, for me, I think I pretty much agree with everything you said. Like, you pretty much hit the nail on right. Like that success definitely is a not just good remedy though. Like it's definitely a mindset thing. Like, you know, my mom always said like, as a man thinks, so is he. So it's like, yeah, you might not make $100,000 a year, or you might not live in the most luxurious house. You might not be driving a BMW or whatever car is popular now. I don't know. I push my Honda faithfully.
What?
I love it. But you know, you can't define like things as success, because if that were the case, you know, and I feel like success and I feel like happiness goes with success. Because if you're happy and joyful, you're gonna view things in a better light. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you might not have a $100,000 job, expensive car, expensive house, all that kind of stuff. But if you are happy and content with your wife and your family, and like where you are in the season that you're in and what God has done for you, then you're gonna see your life as successful. You know what I'm saying? And not basing it on like materialistic things, or based on like culture's definition of success. Because culture's definition of success is really just money and stuff. But if money and stuff was success, and success were to bring happiness, then why do you still have celebrities and millionaires who kill themselves every year?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or who lose their minds and have to go to mental institutions and stuff. And I think we need to flip that and realize that happiness brings success. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm happy in where I am, you know what I'm saying, and I'm content, and like I said, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm successful. Like I've accomplished X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Then I will be successful.
Yes.
So it's all about how you define it. Like we can't use culture's definition and be like, oh, well, if I come up on a bag and if I get this really fine girl, you know, then I'm gonna be successful and I'm gonna be happy. You gotta swap, you know.
Yes. And I'm sorry that might have been like diverted when you was talking. I was just
no, you're good.
I definitely heard what you were saying.
I see you searching up something good.
Yeah. I had to get the scripture. Because it was just like, you know, people always talk about, I just want to be happy, I want to be happy, I just want to be happy. You'll never really be happy. Like, to be honest, because it led me back to Galatians 22-23.
You know I
love Galatians. Exactly. He's talking about the fruit of the Spirit. He's like, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things, there is no law. So, where did he say happiness?
Right.
Exactly. Because, and you know, like the Lord, joy is what the Lord gives you. The world can't take it away. You're not saying, I give you happiness, the world can't take it away. Happiness is something that, you know, that, see, that's why I use the word happiness very lightly. Very loosely. Because the Lord uses the word joy, particularly.
Yeah, that is true.
He never seen me use the word happy.
And you know, it's interesting that you would say that, because like now that I think about it, you are so right. Mm-hmm. Because like joy is an unconditional feeling.
Yes.
Happiness is a conditional feeling.
Exactly.
And you know, feelings, they fluctuate. They fluctuate like the wind. So you're definitely right. So if you find joy in what you're doing and where you are, I'm gonna rephrase myself. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay because I always pray joy. When I pray,
Right.
Lord, let them be happy. Like, boy, give them joy. Give them joy that the world can't take away.
Exactly.
Peace, like they live inside the quiet thing. I be praying down.
Yeah, I hear you. Pray for
But,
me.
oh no, I be praying for all y'all. I like a long list. Sometimes I be down there a little too long. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Lord bless them all. Amen. It's like when you tired of it.
It'd be like
That's why I be trying to pray during the day sometimes, do I have some time? Because at night, I'm really sleep.
Oh, I feel
Lord bless them. Amen. But, but I just had to hit on that real quick. But, so, a message to the men. Be encouraged. It's never going to be easy. Never going to be easy. If you look at Jesus, his life was hard. If we're being honest.
It was pretty
his
hard.
life was pretty hard.
It was very hard.
Very hard. People talked about him. People treated him hardly. People called him a demon. People, they literally killed him. Like, so, I mean, I'm not saying, everybody going to opt to kill us or anything. I'm not saying people going to be a show. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. Leading is hard. Mm-hmm. I ain't leading nobody but myself, and I feel like sometimes I be leading myself straight to hell. Like, I be like, Lord, lead me back real quick. Like, it's never gonna be easy to just lead. But that's why it starts now. I'm trying to lead myself to do the right things, and all the right things look just so wrong, and all the wrong things look so right. But like I said, we're human. We're wrapped in flesh. Right. I keep having to remind a few people that I be like, you do know that you're human, right? Like, you're wrapped in flesh, so therefore you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Nothing is going to be perfect. Like, if you're just happy 24/7, then what you need Lord for?
Literally, yeah.
What you need him for? What he doing? So, yeah, you go ahead. Get some message to man.
Man, fellas.
You need help.
First message. Man, leave these girls. No, I'm just playing. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But my message to the guys would be like, man, utilize the resources that you have, because everybody doesn't have a father figure in their life. Everybody's not blessed with that. Everybody's not blessed with the type of people that we've been surrounded with. Mm-hmm. With like,
praise the Lord,
just the men that we've known over time, and like our friends, parents, and stuff. Like, everybody's not blessed with that. Some people are almost on an island, and so my advice would be, like you said, be encouraged, but also be teachable, because your greatest resource literally is the word. Mm-hmm. And like, the reason I say that is because if you want to know how to lead, you want to know how to how to be a man. And you want to know like what the standard of manhood is. That is your go-to book, because it not only will it lay it out, but it will paint the picture so practically. People like to look at the Bible as like this metaphorical book where everything is like, this water bottle that the Lord is talking about is a metaphor for the streams in heaven. Like, no, sometimes it's like practical,
really straightforward.
And a lot of it is like really, really practical and straightforward. You just have to take the time to really dive in and read it, because the first example of a leader that we see is God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not about to get too deep into that because I don't want to go spiral. That could take all day for me to, but that is your example to look to. Look at the great men of the Bible, like David, like Paul, Peter, Moses, like all of these guys who led, and look at the troubles that they faced.
I was about to say, because David was jacked up. Peter killed somebody. Peter killed people.
Exactly.
Like,
all them boys was jacked up.
Like, yeah.
And it's like, look at them, and specifically look at the way that God used them through their struggles and through their problems and through the messes that they were in. Never get to the point where you just give up and be like, well, I don't have nobody to lead. I don't have no examples, Like, that's not good enough as an excuse as a man. Mm-hmm. So my advice would definitely be to utilize resources, of course, with the word being the number one resource, but then also utilize other things. Like, I have an app called the Live Bold app, where like one of the features in the app is they have like group chats and like discussions and stuff where like people can literally connect and find mentors. And like I said, just use what you have, and don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I feel like I'm getting real long-winded.
Yeah, I mean,
but just don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, because like it's okay not to have the answers.
Right.
Don't nobody have the answers 24/7. A lot of the times I'll go ask him, Jared, what you think?
And I don't be knowing anything.
If Jared don't know, I'll be like, well, ask your dad.
Right.
And I'll ask his dad. Okay, well I'm gonna find somebody who knows. Because at the end of the day, I'm not scared to ask questions. If I don't know nothing, I'm gonna let you know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Some people like to act like they're so perfect and know everything. It's okay not to have answers, and it's okay to need help.
Right.
Like at some point I was real prideful in my life, at a young age, because I was like, I don't need to be asking all people for help. But now if I need some help, hey, help a brother out, please.
Right.
I need some help. I don't understand. I'll ask for help in a heartbeat. Like I am not above asking for help. And to be honest, that's where a lot of us fall short, because we just be so prideful that we won't ask. We just won't ask a simple question. They'll probably put everything into place with us and make our lives go so much more smoothly. It'll make everything make so much more sense. But and this is low key off topic, but there's I don't know why I don't need to say this, but like
say it.
But it'd be like, but it's so many of y'all struggling with anger. There are all kinds of anger issues. I was in my skills lab class today doing my master's, and one thing that lady said to me that stuck out, I was like, wow, she right. Anger is a secondary emotion.
Explain.
You know what I mean? They have primary colors, right?
Yeah.
Well, we talk this in Baker. now you have primary colors. Those are your
Roy G. Biv?
Yeah, down Roy G. Biv. I'll be saying Roy B. Give.
I have no idea.
Roy G. Biv. Those colors, and then if you mix those colors together, you get your secondary colors.
Yeah.
So you cannot have these secondary colors like these primary colors. They say anger is a secondary emotion. Always. It's never an initial thing. Like, for example, if you like, for example, you like you hit me and I get mad. First of all, I'm hurt.
Right.
That's why I'm mad.
Right.
A lot of the times when people, cheat or whatever, my feelings are hurt. I feel betrayed. Now I'm mad. So anger is always a secondary emotion. So if you walk around here harboring all kinds of anger, why are you mad? Because they always say anger isn't a feeling. What are you feeling? Anger is a secondary emotion. What are you feeling? So get to the bottom of why you're feeling so angry. Because I know too many men who are just angry for no reason.
We almost need to do a series on that.
Yes,
unpacking that.
Like you what? And I'm working on it in my class. I'm doing it. But it's a secondary emotion. So what is the initial thing? What caused the anger? Have you been angry all your life? If so, why? What caused it? Nobody is just angry just because. There's always a catalyst. That's what I wanted to say. I want to put that out there. Something I heard in class was really good. I was like, wow.
We always love stuff that we can actually use it. I'm still waiting to use y equals mx plus b. I'm still waiting because I struggled with that for too many years for me to not use it. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. Everything on my whatsoever I always use. Always.
Man, I think this is the last thing I'm gonna say before we get out of here, because I'm sure we almost at time.
Yeah.
But my last piece of advice would probably be just keep living, because there will be some things that nobody can tell you exactly how to do it. There will be some things that nobody can tell you exactly how to get through it. Experience is the best teacher. Some things
unfortunately.
You can read as many books as you want. You can even pray as much as you want. Some things you just have to get out there and do. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of just have to learn as you go. And one of the things that I've had to realize is knowledge is great. Knowledge helps you foresee the future and make a plan. But wisdom is what drives it and executes the plan. So it's exactly. It's experience. So don't be so hard on yourself. Some stuff you just have to learn. And if you make mistakes, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. I guarantee you it won't be the last. Matter of fact, it's going to be far from the last.
Yeah.
But, just hang in there, and keep pushing.
Yeah, and my last point I like to make is like just be nice to yourself. Like a lot of the time we are the hardest people on ourselves. You know, I'm not on myself.
Yeah, we know.
Like okay.
You fight yourself.
Not too much.
Not
Not too much. But yeah, like you just like some people to be so hard on themselves. Like I was talking to I don't want to say his name, but you know,
I forgot know
my son.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
Pretty much not two sons. But like you know, and I was just telling him just like you know, I need to be doing more. I need to be this. I need to be that. It's just not enough. I'm just like, how old are you? 17. And you're expecting to have your entire life together at 17?
It don't.
I didn't even know what I wanted to be at 17. That like, no, look, nobody has their life together at 17.
Right.
Like, some people may got some money at 17 because they got lucky and look, you know, and hit a bag on YouTube. But other than that, nobody got their life together. I'm just saying, like, be real practical. Like, stop being so unrealistic. Some people just hard on themselves just because they feel that, I don't know, just because they've been programmed into them. Other people have been hard on them all their lives, so now they'll be extra hard on themselves before people have the chance to go ahead and disappoint them. Mm-hmm. That's also, I'm not gonna get deeper into that, but that's a lot too. But yeah, so message, keep going.
Definitely.
Be encouraged.
A wise man named Walt Disney once said, keep moving forward. Yeah, that was the end of the quote. I don't know.
Oh, I'm about to say, I thought it was
no, it's like a whole long quote, but you know, they tend to just take that end part because it's the last line, keep moving forward. But that's all we got, man.
That's it. So that's all we got for the first episode of season 2. Stay tuned. We got some really, really good stuff coming your way. Really good stuff.
Definitely. So you better be back next week.
Might as well.
You gonna miss them.
But yeah, tune in again. Peace out.